你好
Good morning.
基督复活了
Christ is risen.
I'm supposed to. Okay. Today, I'm going to preach in English. We got it mixed up. He was going to preach in English, and I was going to do the Chinese. But are you okay with? You need to practice your Chinese.
今天我打算用英文来讲道，所以我们有点弄混淆了，所以我今天要用英文来正道。
Several friends were talking in a restaurant on the topic of death and dying.
几个朋友在餐厅里面在谈话的时候，他们谈到这个死亡跟这个平时的话题就开始在谈论了。
They asked one another what each of them would like said at their funeral.
他们每个人问对方说，在你的这个丧礼当中，你希望别人怎么样来谈论你？
The first guy said, I'd like people to talk about my career and my success and all the good that I've done for other people.
第一个人说到，我希望别人提到我的这个事业跟我的成就，还有我为每个人所做的好事。
The second man said, I'd like someone to tell what a great husband and father I was and how much I love my family.
第二个人说到，我希望别人说我是一个好棒的丈夫跟先生，还有我多爱我的家人。
The third guy was pensive, and finally he said, I'd like someone to say, hey, the body just moved.
第三个人沉思了一段时间，说：“哎，我希望别人说我的身体才刚被搬走了。
We were made for life and not for death.
我们是为生命所创造，并不是为死亡。
It's hard to conceive of death and non-existence.
这很难想象，这个死亡已经在我们当中。
It's also hard to conceive of life without that person that we have grown to love being here with us.
很难想象，在我们的生命当中，我们所爱的人已经不在我们身边了。
My own mother died on Easter morning 8 years ago.
我的母亲在8年前的复活节主日过世。
I didn't learn about it until after I'd finished preaching and went home and had dinner with my family and a friend.
我一直不知道我母亲过世，直到我讲完道之后回家与我家人吃饭的时候才知道。
And then I got a call from my brother that my mother had died.
后来我接到我的兄弟打电话来说，我母亲过世了。
I was overcome with grief.
我是被这个痛苦所占满我的心中。
For many months after her passing, there were moments when I just wanted to walk in her kitchen, sit at her table, eat her homemade apple pie, and get the kind of hug that only a mother can give.
在他过世的几个月之后，我真的是很难过，我真的很希望能够再回到他的这个厨房里面，能够被他拥抱，能够享受他所制作的这个食物。
Life wasn't the same.
生命不再一样了。
3 months later, my brother Dallas died suddenly.
后来3个月之后，我的兄弟突然的过世。
And for a long time after that, I still expected him to walk through the door with a broad smile on his face at family gatherings and stories about his latest hunting trip.
在好多时间，我真的很希望他能够继续走到我的家中，看到他那个灿烂的笑容，以及他告诉我有关于打猎的这些故事们。
It's difficult to conceive of life without the people that we love.
很难想象你的生命当中那些你所爱的人不在身边了。
And no one felt the pain of losing a loved one more than Mary Magdalene.
没有人能够想象那个抹大拉的玛利亚，她生命当中失去所爱的人那样的痛苦的程度。
When Jesus was crucified, for Mary Magdalene, it just wasn't possible for it to be over.
对于抹大拉的玛利亚来说，当耶稣被钉十字架之后，她真的很难能够胜过那样死亡的事实。
No doubt she hoped that it was a nightmare from which she would soon wake up.
她真的很希望说，这样的一个死亡的事实，不过是一个她能够在隔天之后醒来之后的一个噩梦。
All she could think is, He is my Jesus, my Lord. I want Him back. I want my Jesus back.
她所想就是他是我的主，是我的耶稣。我希望他能够回来，我希望我的耶稣能够回来。
I'd like for us to try to get inside the mind of this woman and the other women who went to the tomb on that Easter morning.
我希望大家能够想象，能够尝试的进入到抹大拉玛利亚的心中，还有那天在复活节早晨一同到这个坟墓前的几位妇女的心里面。
If we can understand Mary Magdalene's life and the vitality of her life before the cross, and then the shock of his crucifixion, I think we can then better understand the beauty and the joy and the wonder of the resurrection.
如果我们对抹大拉玛利亚她没有认识耶稣之前的生命，以及她认识耶稣生命之后的重要的改变之后，我们就能够更多看出来耶稣在她生命当中的那个柔美跟一些耶稣从死里复活的影响。
We're introduced to Mary Magdalene in Luke chapter 8, verses 1 to 3. Let me read those to you.
我们在路加福音8章1到3节开始认识到这个抹大拉的玛利亚，让我来读这段经文。
Soon afterward, he went on through the cities and villages, proclaiming and bringing the good news of the kingdom of God. And the 12 were with him, and also some women who had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. Mary, called Magdalene, from whom 7 demons had gone out, and Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's household manager, and Susanna, and many others who provided for them out of their own means.
路加福音第8章1到3节。过了不多日，耶稣周游各城各乡传道，宣讲神国的福音。和他同去的有12个门徒，还有被恶鬼所附、被疾病所累、已经治好的几位妇女。内中有称为抹大拉的玛利亚，曾有7个鬼从他身上赶出来；又有希律的家宰苦撒的妻子约亚拿，并苏萨拿和好些别的妇女，都是用自己的财物供给耶稣和门徒。
These women represent a wide range of temperaments and backgrounds.
这些妇女有许多不同的个性跟不同的背景。
Mary Magdalene had a checkered past.
抹大拉的玛利亚有许多复杂的背景。
Apparently, she even struggled with demon possession, which would have made her life hellish.
你能够想象，当她生命被这个恶鬼所附的时候，她的生活真的是如地狱一般的痛苦。
And no doubt she felt like an outsider in that society.
在当时，抹大拉玛利亚在社会里面就是一个局外人。
But another woman in this group was Joanna, the wife of the man in charge of managing King Herod's personal finances.
约亚拿，他这个约亚拿，他是一个专门在管理这个希律的这个个人的这个财务的太太。
Joanna's husband was a member of Herod's political inner circle, and Joanna enjoyed prestige and affluence. No doubt Joanna was an insider.
约亚拿的先生是这个管理这个希律的这个个人的财务，所以他是一个在政治圈当中是非常重要的人物，因此他是一个内线人，所以他可以享受他的特权跟在社会当中的地位。
But both of these women became Jesus' disciples and followed him from Galilee to Jerusalem.
这2个妇女后来成为耶稣的门徒，他们从加利利一直跟随耶稣到耶路撒冷。
What did these women experience which made Jesus' death an unbearable sorrow?
到底耶稣在他们生命当中做什么事情，以至于耶稣的死使他们成为一个很难承受的一个事实？
First, they experienced deliverance.
第一个，他们所经历到就是释放。
Mary Magdalene was delivered from 7 demons, and other women were physically healed from infirmities.
抹大拉的玛利亚亲自身上有7个鬼被赶出来，其他的妇女身上的疾病也被医治了。
They experienced forgiveness and a fresh start in life.
他们在生命当中经历到这个饶恕，以及有一个重新的开始。
They experienced acceptance and freedom.
他们经历到接纳以及自由。
Their life was no longer defined by the subservient role assigned to women in that culture.
他们的生命再也不是在当时的社会当中所经历到这个卑微低下的角色。
They felt a new purpose, a new self-identity, and new possibilities that Jesus opened up for them.
他们在耶稣里面感受到这个新的一个目的、新的一个身份，以及耶稣为他们所开启的一个新的可能性。
In the Gospel of Luke, we are introduced to Jesus' high esteem, especially for women in a society that viewed them essentially as property.
在耶稣的生命当中，我们从路加福音看到，耶稣使这些妇女的生命再次的感觉到有重要性，却是在当时社会，妇女被认为只不过是他们个人的一个拥有或财物而已。
Jesus paid close attention to what women care about.
耶稣对于妇女所在乎的事情来说，非常非常仔细的去花时间注意。
He healed a woman who had an embarrassing and debilitating infirmity.
他医治了一个妇女有一个令人感觉到困窘跟很痛苦的一个疾病。
He raised from the dead a mother's only child.
他也使一个母亲唯一的孩子，让他从死里复活。
He fed families who were hungry and who came to hear him preach.
当有人来到他来听他讲道的时候，他为那些饥饿的人。
He said that greatness had to do with receiving little children, not with winning affirmation and approval and applause from society.
耶稣又说到，那接待小孩子的人，就是在神国度里面是一个伟大的人，并不是要在人群当中寻求肯定跟接纳。
He said a neighbor is someone who cares for and protects those who are weak and needy, not your friends.
他说，谁是你邻舍呢？邻舍就是照顾你所需要及软弱的人，那他们就是你的朋友。
Jesus affirmed the beauty of worship portrayed by Mary, Martha's sister.
耶稣从马大的那个妹妹的玛利亚身上看到说敬拜的荣美。
She was a woman who learned how to be quiet before God, not needing to prove her worth by being busy.
她在神面前当中看到说，借着安静看到她自己的价值，并不是要使她感觉到说自己被耶稣所需要，来定义她这个人的这个存在的意义。
He observed the everyday lives of women and he used their routines to talk about faith.
他观察这些妇女，也借着他们生活当中的一些琐碎事情来看到他们，来告诉他们一些信息。
He'd see a woman placing yeast in a batch of dough and use that as a picture to explain the growth of God's kingdom on earth.
他看到一个妇女将这个酵粉放在一团面里面，告诉我们说，这个神国度里面的成长就是如此。
He observed a woman who had lost a piece of jewelry, frantically sweeping her whole house out until she found it, and her joy in finding it, something so precious to her, became an illustration of God's joy in finding lost people.
耶稣也在说到，所以当一个妇女失去她自己珍贵的一个珠宝的时候，她全家到处在寻找的时候，当她找到的时候，她何等快乐！耶稣就如此形容说，当在世界上有失丧的人被找到，也是如此的喜乐。
He sympathized with the plight of a widow who had no political clout or power in court. All she had was her determination to keep asking the judge to grant her justice.
耶稣也同情一个在法院里面一个毫无这个政治力量的一个妇女的这个苦境，因此她能够借着她持续坚持不断，在这个法官面前求的时候，能够得到她自己的这个公平。
And her example of perseverance, not quitting, but to keep asking, became Jesus' model for effective praying.
他持续不断，这坚持不放弃，以至于让耶稣能够告诉我们说，持续祷告、有效的祷告就是如此的坚持。
He called attention to the widow who gave from her meager resources everything that she had, and he used that as the supreme example of generosity to God's work. Not those who gave more, but really never gave up anything in their giving.
他也用到一个妇女，用她非常非常些微的这个奉献，并不是她所有的，跟其他很有钱来比说，也不是很有钱。但是他告诉我们说，用着这样的一个资源，让我们知道说他的慷慨跟愿意摆在神国度的事工。
These women who followed Christ cherished their relationship with him because he understood them. And he became the conduit of God's grace and love into their lives.
耶稣也使用这些妇女跟他建立的关系，以至于他知道说他们如何成为神的这恩典跟爱的一个管道。
They couldn't imagine life without Christ, but because to have Christ was to have life, and not to have him was not to have life.
他们很难想象他们生命当中没有耶稣，如果没有耶稣的话，他们的生命就没有意义了。
So what about the terrible finality that's punctuated by the crucifixion, the finality of death?
到底他们知道说，当耶稣钉十字架之后，是不是一切都结束了？
Some have tried to reinterpret the gospel and argue that Jesus never really died on the cross.
有些人曾经尝试的来争论说，耶稣从来没有真正的在十字架上死亡过。
I'd like to answer that with this quote from a noted preacher and author.
我愿意借着一个非常有名的一个牧者跟作者所讲的一段话来跟大家解释。
Some have suggested that he almost died, but not quite, and that his followers nursed him back to full health and strength.
有人这么说到说，耶稣几乎快要死了，也不是快要死，也不是完全的死，因此他的门徒能够把他救出来之后，照顾他，以至于他的体力完全恢复。
That makes little sense.
也许听起来是有点意义的。
Consider this. Try beating a man until his body is raw and bleeding, and then nail him to a cross for 6 hours, and then run a spear up under his ribs and through his organs, and then bury him for 3 days, and then nurse him back to normal.
我们想想看，如果把一个人打的皮开肉绽之后，把他钉在石架上6个小时，再把他用这个矛刺他的这个肋旁，将他埋葬之后，3天想把他救出来，照顾他，可不可能体力能够完全恢复？
To put it bluntly, that trick never works.
你想想看，如果真的是用大胆来想象这样的一个事实，这样的一个玩笑，真的不可能能够实现的。
One fact that no one can deny is that Jesus was crucified and that he died an excruciating death.
一个事实是没有任何人能够来拒绝否定的，就是耶稣真正的被钉在十字架上，而且他真的是很痛苦难受的死亡了。
He was whipped and abused and tortured.
他被鞭打，而且被虐待。
He was hung on a cross with 5-inch spikes through his palms and through his ankles. It's been said that a victim of crucifixion literally died 1,000 deaths.
他被挂在一个石架上，是用了5寸长的这样钉子钉在他的手掌跟他的脚。所以有人曾经这么说过，这个石架上的这样的一个受刑者，基本上是死过1000次。
These women witnessed all of that.
这些妇女们亲眼的看见这一切的过程。
They saw his skin being flayed from his flesh by a cat of 9 tails.
他们看到他的这个皮肤被这个9条鞭打得皮开肉绽。
They saw his open wounds and saw the spear thrust into his body.
他们看到他的伤口，他们看到这个矛刺在他的身体里面。
Pilate himself had given the order that the body of Jesus be given to Joseph of Arimathea for burial.
比拉多亲自命令说，要把耶稣的这个尸体给亚利马太人的约瑟。
That meant that the soldiers who took him off the cross had to certify for themselves that Jesus was actually dead, and hence the spear in his side.
这个将耶稣从十字架上拿下来的这个兵丁，必须要亲自的检验、认证，知道耶稣死了之后，他们才用这个矛刺他的这个肋旁。
The soldiers knew that if they made a mistake in determining that someone was dead when he really wasn't, they could lose their job, or more probably, they would lose their lives.
当时罗马兵丁将人从这个罪犯从十字架上拿下来的时候，他们必须要检查，确定一个人死了。若是一个人没有真正的死，他们宣告他是死的话，可能会失去他的工作，甚至会失去他们个人的性命。
And the women followed those who carried Christ to the tomb where he was buried.
这些妇女们跟随着耶稣来看到耶稣他被埋在这个坟墓里面。
Mary Magdalene saw for herself the huge stone that was rolled in front of the tomb, a stone that would take 4 or 5 men to move.
抹大拉的玛利亚亲眼看见这个大石头被滚在这个坟墓的口。这么大的石头，一般来说必须要4到5个成年的男人才能够滚得动。
For these women, this vision, this sight just underscored for them the fact that he was really gone.
当这些妇女们亲眼看见到这个石头被滚在，而且把这个坟墓的口挡住的时候，他们真正的明白了，耶稣的确死了。
And so on Easter morning, as they made their way out to the tomb, these women were simply trying to reconcile the life that Jesus gave to them with the finality of his death.
这些妇女们基本上在复活节早上到坟墓的原因，就是他们希望在他们个人的生命跟耶稣的死亡当中，能够做一个很平衡的一个协调。
Now, the task of preparing Jesus' body for burial had been performed very hastily after his crucifixion because the Sabbath was about to start.
因为安息日快要开始，因此预备耶稣的这个埋葬这样的一个过程是匆匆忙忙的来完成的。
The women knew that his body had not been properly prepared for burial.
这些妇女们清楚的知道，她的身体其实没有很完善的预备好来进行埋葬。
So they took spices and ointment with them out to the tomb.
因此，这些妇女们拿着香料跟油来到这个坟墓的面前。
Remember, this is a very important part of the grieving process for these women.
对这些妇女来说，其实我们要记住，对他们，这是他们伤痛的一个非常重要的一个过程。
They would wash the body, which had not been washed after the crucifixion, and then they would apply spices and ointment and fragrance to the body to counteract the odor of death.
其实他们应该要把这个身体要用水洗干净。我们知道耶稣的身体其实没有被洗干净，所以他们要用香料，要用油，能够用那个放在耶稣的身上，以至于死亡的臭味、尸体的臭味才不会能够出来。
At the same time, they would pay their respects to the life of Christ and honor his memory.
其实更重要就是这些妇女们要来到坟墓，能够来尊荣，能够来纪念、来哀悼耶稣的死亡。
All they could ever hope to do was to somehow memorialize him with spices and a proper burial.
其实这些妇女们心中真正的所期待最好的事情，不过就是用那个香料跟膏油，能够让耶稣有一个最合适的一个葬礼罢了。
They knew that posterity would not believe the stories that they would tell about him.
他们相信后代的子孙没有办法能够明白这些妇女告诉他们的故事。
After all, Jesus was just a carpenter. He worked as an itinerant preacher for only the last 3 years of his life.
大家所知道，耶稣不过是一个木匠，他是一个到处巡回的一个讲道者，他不过只有3年的服侍的时间。
He had no material wealth. When he died, the soldiers rolled the dice to see who would get his garment, which was his only earthly possession.
我们知道他没有个人的财物，到他要死的时候，这些兵丁甚至丢骰子来决定到底谁能够得到他的这个衣服。
He was laid in a borrowed tomb.
他死在一个别借来的一个坟墓里面。
He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never went to college. He never traveled more than 100 miles from the place where he was born.
他从来没有写过书，他也从来没有任何的正式的一个职位，而且他也没有去过大学。他所服侍的范围没有超过100英里。
Posterity would never appreciate Jesus' life, and now it has been brutally cut short.
后代的子孙没有办法能够真的是感激他所做的事情，更何况他的侍奉、他的生命能够甚至被缩短了。
The world would not understand, and this realization made their sorrow even worse.
世界上的人没有真正的没有办法明白到底耶稣的生命是如何，这样的一个事实，使得他们的伤痛更加的难受。
But how can you put to death the life and the presence of the Son of God?
我们如何能够将耶稣的死跟我们这个神的儿子跟我们在生命当中个人的关系，能够画上一个句点呢？
How can you write off someone about whom the Apostle John wrote, if all the things that Jesus did were written down, the whole world cannot contain all the books?
我们要如何能够拒绝这样一件事情？当这个使徒约翰这么说到，耶稣所行的事还有许多，若是一一都写出来，我想所写的，就是世界也容不下。
How can you just work through your grief and go on living?
我们如何能够真的是这样去面对我们自己的哀伤，而且就假装好像没事发生，继续的生活呢？
How do you fill the vacuum that had been filled to overflowing with Jesus' love?
你如何能够面对你自己生命当中原本的空洞，却是由着耶稣的爱跟喜乐所充满的呢？
How can you deal with the memory of his life-giving miracles and healings, and most of all, his forgiveness and amazing grace?
我们如何能够面对耶稣所给我们的生命当中的这个神迹跟医治，更何况是他在我们的生命当中给我们的这些奇异的恩典跟爱呢？
These women simply could not comprehend how they could go on living without him.
这些妇女们真的很难想象，当耶稣死后，他们如何再继续过日子啊？
So on Easter morning, Mary Magdalene was just seeking to navigate her own future after the cross.
在这个复活节的早晨，对抹大拉玛利亚这个妇女来说，她只是在想说，现在的生活如何跟将来的日子能够有一个能够很好的一个处理呢？
But the real question was, how can there be a future after the cross?
但真正的问题就是我们要去想，如何在这个十架之后，真正的有生命呢？
I want us to see how dark that Easter morning was as these women made their way out to the tomb.
我要让大家一起来想象，在这个复活节早上是如何的这个黑暗，让这些妇女们能够很努力的来到这个坟墓的面前。
Could there be life? Could there be life after the cross?
在十架之后，真的有生命吗？真的也会有生命吗？
When the women got to the tomb, they discovered to their dismay that the stone had been rolled away.
当他们到坟墓面前的时候，他们真的很震撼，原来这个坟墓的石头已经被人家挪走了。
And when they went inside the open tomb, they didn't find the body, and that was shocking to them.
当他们进到坟墓里面之后，他们看到尸体已经不在那里，他们更加的震撼。
And then they were terrified by the appearance of two men standing there in dazzling apparel.
除了他们看到坟墓空了之外，他们看到2个人那发光的这个衣服站在那里，也使他们感觉到惊讶。
In their fright, the women bowed with their faces to the ground.
在他们的震撼之余，他们跪在地上，他们的脸是朝下。
But the two men simply asked this question.
这2个人简单的问了这样的一个问题。
Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here, he's risen. Remember how he told you while he was still in Galilee that the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and on the third day rise again.
这2个人所说的话记载在路加福音24章5到7节。为什么在死人中找活人呢？他不在这里，他已经复活了。当纪念他还在加利利的时候，怎样告诉你们说，人子必须被交在罪人手里，钉在十字架上，第3日复活。
And the women began to remember the things that Jesus said to them when they were in Galilee. And when they remembered what Jesus said, suddenly it wasn't a giant leap for them to begin to think in a radically new way about death.
这些妇女开始想到，当时耶稣在加利利曾经跟他们说的时候，但是耶稣所说的话，突然并不是使他们在信心上有一个巨大的跳跃性，使他们能够真的是疯狂的接受这样的一个事实。
Maybe, just maybe it's not over after all.
这些妇女想着，也许十字架之后，并不是所有一切都结束了。
And so the women rushed back from the empty tomb to tell the disciples what they'd seen.
所以这些妇女急躁的赶快从这个空坟墓当中跑回去，告诉这11个使徒们。
But they hadn't resolved anything in their minds.
在他们的思想里面，他们并没有完全的搞清楚这一切的事情。
The disciples' reaction to the women's testimony simply reinforced all the stereotypes about women being unreliable sources of factual data.
这些使徒们的这个反应，对于当时的妇女，不过就是一些刻板的印象，因为当时的妇女，大家所认识就是他们对一些事实上的一些数据，就是不可靠。
The stereotypes that Jesus had freed them from were being dredged up and applied once again.
当耶稣在这些人当时的人当中已经释放他们有关于这些刻板印象的时候，却因为这样的事情，再一次的将这些刻板印象深深的在他们的脑海里面。
You mean to tell us that the huge stone was removed?
你告诉我们说这个大石头被搬开了吗？
The guards were lying around like dead men?
你说这些士兵躺在地上像死人一般吗？
Men in dazzling apparel standing in the tomb, and that it was empty and Jesus is risen?
你说有2个人穿着这个发亮的衣服在坟墓里面，结果耶稣的身体不在那里吗？
That's just an idle tale. That's just nonsense.
这不过是胡言，这是毫无意义的话。
The term idle tale was used by Greek medical writers to describe the babblings of a fevered and insane person.
胡言是这个希腊的医学用词，他们不过是描述说一个人是发烧或者是疯狂之后所说出来的话语般。
Perhaps God had a reason for setting it up so that these women would be the first to see the empty tomb.
也许神刻意的安排这样的一个过程，以至于使这些妇女能够首先的来看到这空的坟墓。
God wasn't just breaking the grip of death with his resurrection, but also the grip of stereotypes that imprison people who live out their lives inside those boxes.
神不仅是要能够破除那死亡的这样的一个诠释在人的心中，同时他也要破除一般人对妇女的这刻板印象，使我们活在那个框框架架里面这样的一个束缚。
But at least one of the men began to think carefully about their report.
后来至少有一个人真的仔细的在思想这个妇女的他们所说的话。
We're told that Peter got up and ran to the tomb, and bending over, he saw the strips of linen lying by themselves, and he went away, wondering to himself what had happened.
我们从圣经当中看到说，彼得起来跑到坟墓前，低头往里看，见细麻布独在一处，就回去了，心里稀奇所成的事。
It's likely that Mary Magdalene visited the tomb a second time, following Peter and John, who went to look for themselves.
我们看从圣经当中知道说，抹大拉的玛利亚有可能第2次再回到坟墓里面，跟着这个使徒彼得跟约翰当中，他第2次再亲眼再看一次。
Her personal experience is described in John chapter 20, verses 10 to 13.
他那个抹大拉玛利亚个人亲自的经验，是记载在约翰福音20章10到13节。
Then the disciples went back to their homes, but Mary stood outside the tomb weeping. And as she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb and saw two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. And they asked her, "Woman, why are you crying? They have taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they have put him."
约翰福音20章10到13节这么说道：于是两个门徒回自己的住处去，玛利亚却站在坟墓外面哭。哭的时候，低头往坟墓里看，就看见两个天使穿着白衣，在安放耶稣身体的地方坐着，一个在头，一个在脚。天使对他说：“妇人，你为什么哭？”他说：“因为有人把我主挪了去，我不知道放在哪里。”
She was simply overcome with grief and was not willing even for a moment to imagine that it might possibly be true.
因为他痛苦到一个地步，他很难想象他所看见的事情，竟然是一件真实的事件。
A resurrection was beyond anything that she could imagine in her wildest dreams.
复活在他所有各种这个疯狂的梦想里面，真的是不太能够认为是一个真实的事件。
Then she turned and saw someone standing there.
后来他转身之后，看到另外一个人站在那里。
He asked her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?"
那个人问那个玛利亚说：“你为什么哭呢？你在找什么呢？”
Mary Magdalene, being so absorbed in her sorrow, hardly looked up. She just assumed that he was the gardener.
玛利亚因为痛苦到一个地步，她几乎没有抬头，她只是想说，这个人可能是个园丁。
And in her mind, the best thing that could happen right now would be if someone would just tell her where the body is.
在她的脑海里面，觉得最可能发生的事情就是请那个人告诉她，耶稣的身体到底在哪里。
And so she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, please tell me where you have laid him, and I will take responsibility for his remains. I will take him away."
玛利亚这么说道：“先生，若是你把他移了去，请告诉我，你把他放在哪里，我便去取他。”
Her best case scenario was to find the body and give him a proper burial.
他最好的一个想象的结果就是说，能够找到身体，而且给耶稣一个合适的一个葬礼。
And the best case scenario that we often live our lives with is like Mary Magdalene's, really quite pitiful when we compare it with what God really sees and plans for us.
我们很多时候生命当中的想象，也许像抹大拉的玛利亚一样，是非常可怜的。我们没有想到耶稣真实为我们生命当中的一些计划跟一些安排。
At this moment, the man's response to her is striking.
这个时候，这个人对玛利亚的反应，让他感觉到非常的震撼。
He doesn't say, "Woman, what's the problem?" or "Why are you babbling like a fevered and insane person?"
这个人并没有告诉他，这个妇女啊，你的问题在哪里呢？你为什么你说的话这是胡言乱语啊？
He simply speaks one word to her.
他不过很简单的对他说一个字而已
Mary.
玛利亚。
He speaks her name.
他称呼她的名字。
And when he spoke her name, what that single word communicated to her was personhood and familiarity and identity and value.
这个人对他说一个字，不过是很简单的来传递他的个人的人格、熟悉度、他的身份。那这样讲话的一个语调当中，让我们知道他自己的有价值性。
And the tone of that voice communicated grace and acceptance and love.
话语当中的声调传递着恩典、接纳跟爱。
It was that voice that had spoken life and hope into her before the cross.
在这样的声音，就是他所熟悉，在十架之前，在他生命当中所讲到有关于希望，跟讲到有关于生命的。
And suddenly she woke up from her nightmare and she became ecstatic with joy.
突然间，他从他的噩梦当中突然惊醒起来，他欢喜快乐的。
Rabboni, my own teacher.
他称他说为拉比师傅，他说是我的师傅啊，我的老师啊。
She fell at his feet and clung to him, not wanting to be separated from him ever again.
他跪在他脚前，抓住耶稣，再也不想跟耶稣分别了。
Jesus made it clear that he would never leave her,
耶稣告诉玛利亚说：“我再也不会离开你了。”
but it won't be like it was before.
我们彼此不分离，再也不会像以前一般了。
That's because he is honoring not only his promise not to leave her, but also his promise not to leave anyone who puts their faith in him.
耶稣不仅在应许玛利亚说他不会再离开他，他也应许所有将信心放在耶稣身上，他不会离开我们任何一个人。
For that to happen, he must return to his Father in heaven, and shortly after, he would come in the person of the Holy Spirit to be with every one of those who call upon his name.
要让这应许能够成就，耶稣必须要回到父神的宝座面前，在不久之后，他会差派圣灵住在我们当中，以至于我们每个人同在。
That's what the Holy Spirit offers to us, the
这就是
personal presence of Jesus.
这就是圣灵所提供给我们，让我们知道说耶稣随时随地的同在。
And it occurs to me that through the Holy Spirit, Jesus speaks our names just as he spoke Mary's name.
圣灵在我们生命当中，正如同耶稣对玛利亚所说的名字，他也这样子来说我们的名字。
Do you understand how absolutely essential the resurrection is to everything we believe?
你知道吗？复活的重要性是在我们所相信的每件事情扮演着何等关键的重要。
If Jesus had not risen from the dead, we could never celebrate his death. We could only mourn it.
如果耶稣没有从死里复活，我们从来不可能能够来庆祝耶稣的复活，我们不过只能够来去哀悼他的死亡。
If Jesus had not risen from the dead, we'd be fools to wear necklaces with crosses on them. We'd be foolish to put a cross on our baptistry or on the logo of the Christian Missionary Alliance.
如果耶稣没有复活啊，我们带一个十字架就是傻子。我们在教会里面放十字架，或是我们的这个宣道会有十字架的标志，我们不过就是所做一些愚昧的行为罢了。
Why would we ever want to be reminded of the most tragic event in history, the most senseless and meaningless loss the world has ever suffered?
如果耶稣没有复活的话，我们为什么要再一次的被提醒那人们所经历过毫无感觉、最痛苦的一个死亡呢？
And if Jesus had not risen from the dead, there would have not been a Pentecost.
如果耶稣没有复活的话，我们在圣经当中就不会有五旬节了。
Listen to Peter's words in Acts 2, verse 32.
我们一起来看看彼得所说的，在这个使徒行传第2章32节。
This Jesus God raised up, and of that we are all witnesses, being therefore exalted at the right hand of God, and having received from the Father the promise of the Holy Spirit, he has poured out this Spirit that you yourselves are seeing and hearing.
这耶稣神已叫他复活了，我们都为这事做见证。他既被神的右手高举，又从父受了所应许的圣灵，就把你们所看见的、所听见的浇灌下来。
Everything hinges on the resurrection.
我们所相信的每件事是与这个复活紧密连结的。
Without it, nothing makes any sense at all.
如果没有复活的话，我们生命当中所相信的事情没有任何的意义了。
All the Bible verses that urge us to be united with Christ in his death would have no appeal to us unless he was also raised from the dead.
圣经上所提到我们要跟基督连结合一的这个所有的经文，就没有任何意义，除非耶稣从死里复活。
But since he was raised from the dead, we have the promise that if we are united with him, we shall also experience our own resurrection to new life.
如果我们相信这个耶稣从死里复活的话，圣经上所说与耶稣合一连结的话，我们自己生命也会亲自在经历到我们生命当中的复活跟更新。
There is life after the cross for you and me.
在十字架之后，确实是有生命的。
You may have experienced in this last year a loss of your own, of someone that you love.
也许在过去的这一年当中，你可能经历到你所爱的人离开了你。
You may have had some moments of agonizing sorrow and grief.
也许在过去日子当中，你有那伤痛、哀伤的日子。
That's because we were created for life and not for death.
这就是因为我们是为了生命所创造，而不是为了死亡所创造的。
And life is about relationships that never end.
生命是关于那永远不能止息的关系。
And so I look forward to seeing my mother and my brother again someday.
我很期待的，在某一天不久之后，我能够看到我的母亲，再看到我的兄弟。
And I have that hope because of my relationship with Christ.
为什么我有这样的一个盼望？是因为我个人与耶稣基督的关系。
And you can have that hope in your own heart. You can enjoy a relationship with him that will never end because he is risen from the dead.
你的心中也能够有这样盼望，有这样的一个期待，是因为你跟耶稣基督的亲自的关系。为什么？因为他从死里复活了。
And in that relationship, he simply wants to speak your name.
那样的关系就是像玛利亚一样，耶稣要亲自来说到，来提到你的名字。
So Jonathan and Taylor, he wants to speak your names. Yoka, he wants to speak your name.
有可神要说你的名字。
Thomas and Darby, he wants to speak your name.
Thomas, Darby， 神也要说你们的名字。
Matthew and Betty, he wants to speak your names.
Matthew, Betty， 耶稣也要说到你们的名字。
Richard and Nani, he wants to speak your names.
Richard
Nani.
Narly， 神要说到你们的名字。
And Jimmy and Christine, he wants to speak your names.
Jimmy 跟 Christine， 神要提到你们的名字。
Because he loves you with all his heart. And if God did not spare him, but gave him up for you, will he not also with him give you every single thing you need?
耶稣爱你们，所以他说提到你们的名字。你想，神爱我们到一个地步，不将他独生爱子保留起来，为我们而死，他岂不将那一切最好的来赐给你呢？
I'd like us to stand together, and I'm going to close this message by reading to you from the book of Revelation. Would you stand with me?
我们一起站起来，我想从这个启示录当中第7章一起来读这段经文，我们就做今天的信息的结束。
After this, I looked, and behold, a great multitude that no one could number, from every nation, from every tribe and people and language, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes,
启示录
with palm branches in their hands, and crying out with a loud voice, Salvation belongs to our God, who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb. Therefore, they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple. And he sits on the throne. He who sits on the throne will shelter them with his presence. And they shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more. The sun shall not strike them, nor any scorching heat. For the Lamb is in the midst of the throne. He will be their shepherd, and he will guide them to springs of living water. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes.
启示录第7章9到10节，15节到17节。第9节这么说到：此后我观看，见有许多的人，没有人能数过来，是从各国、各族、各民、各方来的，站在宝座和羔羊面前，身穿白衣，手拿棕树枝，大声喊着说：愿救恩归于坐在宝座上我们的神，也归于羔羊。15节。所以我们在神宝座前昼夜在他殿中侍奉他，做宝座的要用帐幕护庇他们，他们不再饥不再渴，日头和炎热也不再伤害他们，因为宝座中的羔羊必牧养他们，领他们到生命水的泉源，神也必擦干他们一切的眼泪。
Father in heaven, we look forward to the day when all of us will stand around the glorious throne of Jesus Christ, from every tribe, from every nation, every people group, every nationality. And we will cry out with great joy and exaltation the name of Jesus, who has been speaking our names while we were here on earth. Thank you, praise you for rising from the dead.
主耶稣，我们赞美你，我们何等期待那荣耀的一天，能够站在你宝座面前，来瞻仰你的容面。我们要跟那各族、各国、各方、各民的人，站在你面前当中，来尊崇、来高举耶稣基督的名。
Amen. Thank you.
谢谢，请坐。